I was debating whether or not to do another stream, but I'm gonna go for it. Like I didn't even advertise this on Twitter or anything, so it's just gonna, I'm planning on uploading it or whatever to YouTube. But anyways, those of you who know me know I am a reviewer, a game reviewer. I review games and film, and a lot of what I do banks on like the views or the readership or stuff like that. And when you're heavy into politics, like stuff like when you're on social media sharing things about politics and stuff, sometimes, a lot of the time, the monopoly that has, controlled search engines or metrics evaluation will manipulate your numbers. They will make you look bad. They will hide you in the search, the search priority. And I've noticed, like, my YouTube is back down to single digit like views. I was getting some good hits for a while, but then it just went to just the single digits, like it is at a snail's pace right now. And I checked on Twitter just a moment ago, and I'm down 15 followers. And I know that's a penalty for something I actually I shared on social media this morning. So that's kind of that's another, just one of the examples of how they penalize you for wrong think or whatever, sharing ideas that go against the narrative or whatever, things that don't suit what they are trying to sell, trying to promote, and it's crappy. I mean, I'm still relevant. Like if you go to DuckDuckGo and you put in Otaku Dante, you're gonna find all my listings come up as top priority. They're gonna be all about. They're gonna be about me. And you won't get directed anywhere else to any any side content or anything from any other websites of similar names or anything. But like if you go to Google, like it sort of obscures me, like I'm not the top results as I should be in something that's related to my namesake. And like the thing is like I've set my name apart. It is not a normal name that you'd find every day on the internet. It's my own personal brand, as it were. Like Taku Dante's Gaming Inferno and all that stuff is should be like I should be the one. But metrics, they're gonna get you. Like they want what's on their side to be relevant, to be the top results. There ain't no way that dude is getting reported. He was not even in the line of sight. But anyway, yeah. Single shot me with a let's see, gonna report somebody here. initiating. Tokyo. Let's see, I don't like reporting people, but like sometimes they deserve it. Like there was this freaking player I run up the other day. I was shooting him on stream. I was actually shooting him. Like the crosshairs was lined up. The bullets should have hit him. He should have been down for the count. I let it slide. But the thing is, you don't need to let that kind of thing slide on these kind of games. I mean, you let them slide, people think it's gonna, they can get away with it. They're gonna keep on, doing what they do. They're gonna keep on cheating, hacking, or whatever, lag switching. What I don't even know, but that's probably more of a lag network manipulation type deal. But anyways, it was still cheating. So, he was like down below the stairs. His gun was aimed down towards the stairs, and he still shot me like it was a headshot, like a one shot. But anyways, it's oh man, back on track. Metrics, politics, all that. If you go against the grain of the popular opinion, you're going to get snuffed out. You're going to fall in the search results. You're going to basically be made irrelevant through numbers, and I am struggling. Like even with SEO tools and whatever, every effort I've made on social media, like I've even branched off to other sites outside of like the norm, like Gab, and tried to set up shop there and try to promote myself there that way. Even with all that, like I'm still struggling because what they judge you by in the metrics is all within the realm of the monopoly. It is all with the companies that are politically biased, that shill for money, that sell out for the almighty dollar, as it were. And that is where we're at. Like there are good streamers, there are good reviewers, there are people worth your time getting shadowed, getting left out of opportunities to cover things because of their where they stand on certain topics, what they share. It's like speech policing. It's like they're trying to control the narrative. They're trying to manipulate what people see or don't see. And like if you don't want that to happen, if you want like a fair system where you can actually find the truth, where you can find unbiased coverage of whatever, news, gaming, reviews, whatever, you've got to support these outlets, these lesser outlets. You've got to share their videos, read their reviews, interact with them on social media. Don't let them get drowned out. Don't let them become victim to this political climate or this this backwards way that society has adopted for controlling, you know, what's right and what's wrong. Because like if you want to know the truth, you've got to see it from both sides. You can't just have like one side. You can't have just information one way. You're going to end up finding yourself believing things that aren't true. You're gonna find yourself buying into lies eventually. Like if you're not already, that you're gonna you won't be able to find the truth, and that's what they want. They want you to be ignorant. They want you to be. They want you to be less than educated on what's going on. They want you to. They want you to buy, what they're selling. So you don't want to do that. You want to know the truth at all times about everything. But there's definitely a war on the truth right now. There's definitely an effort being made to hide, the people who are there to inform you about the truth and everything. So it's gotta support those kind of people. You got to share, against, even if it hurts your metrics, if it hurts your, if we have a support group, it's not gonna hurt us as bad. Like if everybody, we support each other and we fight against these biases, these narratives, we can actually make a difference. We can still stay relevant. Too often, like I'm in a pool of reviewers and people who do Twitch and everything, and hardly any of them, share what the others are. What the others, do. They don't comment. They don't interact. They don't, they just do not, they don't care enough to help the ones struggling. Some of them do. Like, to be fair, some of my friends, like, they comment. I try to comment on some of their videos. I visit their videos. I share their videos. And I try to help them, find their place in the whole system of results and metrics and search engines and all that stuff. And but that's what you got to do. You've got to you gotta pair up with friends that will actually help the situation, that will actually be supportive. I knew that was gonna happen. Got some kills in though. Oh man, Bob the Builder there, man, making them buildings 20 second. I thought it would have been further along as far as I've been in there, but yeah. But anyways, yeah, metrics, they matter. I mean, to a point. Like, as I argued on social media the other day, you can still be relevant, like on other platforms, other social media platforms, other um, search engines and everything. But where it catches you is the monopoly. Like, there's the metrics that everybody goes by, and this shouldn't be the case. Is the ones like they go by Google. Like, Google is one of the it's got an absolute monopoly on the metric system. Like, it's ingrained in things like Blogger. It's ingrained in things like YouTube. And as long as that is the only thing they look at, and they don't weigh in things like your relevancy on DuckDuckGo, for example, or Gab, or anything like that. If they don't account for everything, they're the companies or the PR you are the companies you're working with will believe that you're irrelevant. They're going to go by the the monopolized metrics. They're not going to see the whole picture. They're not going to they're just not going to see the whole picture. They're just going to be blind to everything else that you engage in. Say, for example, if you promote stuff on Gab and Twitter, but only Twitter gets recognized in your Gab, is going to be considered irrelevant and all that stuff. It's just there needs to be like metrics companies that actually account for all, like the reach, like everything, like Gab, like DuckDuckGo, like everything. It can't just be the ones with the monopoly on everything, because that is true bias, man. That is that's how they're controlling the picture. They're controlling how people look in the eyes of the public, how people get who gets popular, who stays shadowed, all that stuff. It's just what it is right now. You got to realize that, or are you gonna miss out on some talent? Like, these companies are gonna miss out on some true talent going for these metrics that lift up everything except for talent. Like, that's another thing I was talking about. Like all these companies that are like superficially inclined. They're like they'd rather hire somebody based on their skin and not on their or their gender, and not on their actual on their achievements or their capabilities. They would rather have that than someone who was fit to do the job, who could do the job well, who could bring the company, into light that is, in the best light. And like you see it in comic books, how comic books, Marvel is going downhill, the stocks and all that for that, and the franchises being ruined by identity politics, and all the stories are just nothing but a sermon to sell an idea, instead of being a story that people can get behind. and that's where we're at. We're at a superficial, crossing here. We're at a point where superficial matters more than actual gifts and talents. It's a struggle for the little man. It's a struggle for the rising star, the one who is trying to become popular, who is trying to earn their way fairly, into a position where they can actually make a name for themselves and be something in a sea of similarities. It's like you got to. It's just a struggle, man. It's like you just got to. There's got to be. There's got to be a fair. There's got to be a meritocracy about it all. There's got to be. People's got to earn, their place. They can't just like be handed it, and that can't be the norm. Otherwise, we're going to be having all these entertainment industries, all these franchises we love. They're going to be ruined. They're going to be ruined. They're going to be destroyed. And it's going to be because we let the priority be about things that don't really matter, things that don't matter when it comes to bringing us the awesome experiences that we like to enjoy, the content we like to read, the things that we really like about entertainment and stuff. It's just going to be a loss. It's just going to be the reason the people in politics want everybody to, have this sort of fake equality, to have this, fair chance at everything, and everybody get in, based on their skin color and everything, is because people like that, they all think the same. They all have a hive mind in a way. They kind of, they perpetuate and they lift up these people who want power through them. They want, these people are not, the people in power are not the ones, they're not the friends of the people who lift them up. They're not there for them. The end goal is to get in power, maintain power, and control everyone's lives, because you can see it through the taking away of rights, the changing of laws, the censoring of content, the censoring of speech. They want to control people to a point that they cannot go against whatever those in power say. They want to have absolute control over the situation, over what goes on in the world, and the way they can do that is through people who lift them up and praise them, and for these supposedly heroic feats of standing up for the lesser man or woman or person of color, but is they're not standing up for minorities for minorities' sake. They're doing it for selfish reasons, and it's going to come back and haunt everybody. I mean, everybody, even those minorities, are going to find themselves at a loss when it comes to what happens in the end when those people get in power. The politicians, the ones who aim to control everybody. But it's all big, it all connects. It's all related metrics, who's in power, who's in view, who's, in the spotlight, who's not, who's being hidden, who's being censored, who's being obscured. It's all related. It's all actually relatable. Ah, you got a golden fishy. Lumber. Yeah, but they do. They only want you to see certain things. They only want you to hear certain things. They only want to know certain things. Sweet, thank you. And it's up there. Yeah, it's just a little something I wanted to talk about. Like, it's all intertwined. The metrics, the mainstream media, the shills, the corporations, the companies, the monopolies, the search engines, all of it. It's just a culmination of powers prioritizing what you do or do not see, what you do, who you do or not do not see, and all that stuff. It's just that's why you got to stick together. Like you gotta form, you gotta be a part of a community that supports each other. That's why there's like hashtags for support small streamers and all that stuff. And you really do. You gotta support each other. Otherwise, you will be out of the know. Like say somebody knows something relevant in the news that you don't. You could be out of the know because of search engine priority. They might know something the world needs to know, and everybody else be SOL, because you can't see them in the search. You can't see what they post. You can't see what they upload, and it's going to it's going to affect everybody, even those who think they're on the winning side. You know, they think they're winning with these politicians that are supposedly helping them. You know, supposedly, you know, fighting for their rights. Well, taking their rights away. It's going to be a shocking moment when everybody realizes they've been had. They're going to realize the damage that's been done, and it won't be able to be easily taken back. People won't be able to undo. You know, there'll be a point of no return eventually if we go too far, and you stifle the creativity. You censor people. You censor speech. You censor art. Everything is going to eventually come back to a point where you it's going to eventually come to a point. I gotta love this place. Come to a point where nobody's able to do anything about the situation. Even if they wanted to, they wouldn't be able to. Like, there's so much in place right now. There's systems being made where you'll be anything you do, online or off, they will know. Any you know, counter protest, anything you might do, even in the realm of, you know, something being harmless, they will know, and you will be prosecuted to the utmost extent. It's going to be very serious. It's going to be dark times. I mean, that's where we're getting. They are closing in. I mean, the ones in power that everybody's lifting up, they are working on systems that will, you know, eyes in the skies, all that stuff. They're going to keep everybody in check, and you know, it's just a matter of time. People keep supporting these people, getting them in power, praising them like they're some kind of god or something, and they're gonna rule over them like a god too, man. They're gonna iron fist and all, man. It's gonna be a shock, culture shock. But I think I'm going to close there. I'm going to upload this to YouTube. I didn't, you know, spread the word on Twitter. I wanted to say what I needed to say and, you know, do what I needed to do, and just talk on, you know, things in general regarding numbers, relevancy, and, you know, stuff like that. And I hope it's informative. I hope maybe you got something out of gameplay. I was halfway into it. I wasn't really focused all too much. I usually make it to the 10th, to the least 10th place. It's not hard. This game is not as hard as people make it out to be. It's just a matter of patiently making your way inward and all that stuff. But that's another topic for another day. Hope you have a good rest of the week. You know, take care of yourself, all that stuff, and, you know, peace out, man.